Well, in the 5 o'clock hour, we were seeing that lake effect that was pushing into Michiana, but over the last few hours, there's been a transition in those winds from more northerly to now more easterly. And you are seeing that on radar where that snow is pushing into areas west of Michiana right now. And that's going to be the case for much of the next 24 hours as we see lake effect continuing tonight, overnight, and into Saturday morning. And speaking of that, well, areas to our west are seeing winter alerts all because of that. The pink that you were seeing in northwest Indiana for both Lake County and Porter County is a winter storm warning, which is the greater of these alerts other than that blizzard warning that you are seeing. And then up into Chicago, into Illinois, Chicago suburbs, that purple color is a winter weather advisory, again, because of lake effect snow showers you can expect to see tonight and headed in to your Saturday. And this is all very dependent, as lake effect always is, on those wind gusts. And right now, out of the east, that is pushing that again to our west. That will be the case with northeasterly winds as well as northerly winds. When you can see that wind pushing, or that are still expected to be into northwest Indiana and into Illinois, although we will see some impacts from that lake effect in our overnight hours. Timing everything out here with Future Track, and starting with our morning hours as we go throughout the rest of the day, most of this push to our west, as we are already seeing on radar right now, and then continuing throughout much of the afternoon hours as we get into the evening hours, right around 5 p.m. That's when you can see that lake effect coming from the north, and that will start to impact us late this evening, late Friday night, as we continue to see this lake effect turning on and staying on overnight and into Saturday morning. And going through this a little bit slow. I have to wait a couple months, but it sure sounds nice. Looking at radar right now, we are seeing some of that lake effect snow, and it is pushing to our west. And that is because of a shift in the winds that were southerly for a couple hours, now more easterly. When you have those winds coming out of the east, that'll push that band to the west. And as we've been watching the radar this morning, that's exactly been the case. As we started 5 a.m., that band was set up more in Berrien County, and we've watched that shift throughout the last hour and a half, and that will continue throughout many of our morning, afternoon hours before it transition back possibly westerly late tonight, headed into Saturday morning. But who is going to see the bulk of this lake effect, the worst impacts? That's not going to be us in Michiana. It's expected to be to our west. That is why the pink there that you can see, again, just to the west of our viewing area in Lake County as well as Porter County, they are under a winter storm warning, which outside of a blizzard is the highest alert that they can be on. So they are expecting total 6 inches plus, depending on the area. Again, that is in areas to our west up into Chicago as well. They are under that winter weather advisory because of that lake effect snow that they expect to be around. Let's time that all out with Future Track as we go throughout the rest of our morning, overnight into Saturday. Lake effect pushing west, as we have been noticing throughout the morning hours, staying to our west for much of the afternoon until this evening. Watch as that north wind then pushes that band back into our area. Overnight hours impacting LaPorte, likely Berrien County, into Saturday morning, again pushing off west, where the greatest impacts are going to be in northwest Indiana, into Illinois, Chicago suburbs.